Hey guys, welcome to episode 9 of Howling Fury. Tonight we're going to be talking about the open beta that just happened, the new skins that were released and shown clips of in these trailers, and the World Championship that's going to be happening at BlizzCon in the coming year. Let's just jump right in, I guess.
Yeah, this is episode 9 of the Howling Fury, and we only have half an hour today again. So let us start with the big news first, right? So one of the bigger ones is open beta. The announcement of that we got about 2-3 hours ago, so it probably went out with today's patch. And I don't know about you guys, but I already saw some of the newer people, and actually a lot of the newer people in each team. So let's go over, like our experiences with them, what to expect, what not to expect.
Yeah.
Any comments on that?
That recently, I think a lot of beta invites went out too recently. Because I've been getting matched up with a lot of new players, like, out of nowhere. Just like, I've had like maybe like 200 games played or something like that. Okay, maybe less than that. But why did they put me with like?
Was people that are playing their first game?
Yeah, which I found happens quite often.
It was an interesting question. So one of the downsides to that, what would you say, is it? Is it the lack of experience that they have, or is it the matchmaking?
I think they're doing it by MMR, which is kind of dumb, because I know you start at 1700 and I'm at 2k. So it probably is that, but I think they should take more into account, like, the fact that they're new and they don't know what they're doing.
I think level should play a small role at least, even though people don't think it would be that important, just because there's a huge gap between people who are level 24 and 25 in the first place because of that talent lock system. That's in place that breaks when you hit 25, so that alone is a big jump, and also the experience of learning to play against everyone in between there.
Not only that, this is Hero League, and it's like rank 20 Hero League, and it doesn't make any sense.
But would you just say it's the fault of the people that they're going right into Hero League? The moment they hit level 30, it's still the same. Do you think Blizzard should increase the entry level for Hero League maybe to, say, 40?
They should do something like, maybe you need like 5 master skins. Okay, maybe not that extreme, maybe like
That's
2.
a little bit
there is a
excessive.
level cap to it, right? You have to be 30, so...
You have to be 30, but 30's not hard.
So 30
is like, what, 5-6 hours? Really?
It's a decent amount of time
too.
Though.
You get the stim pack and then...
On the other hand, there is a positive connotation to this, obviously, because you want to mix the players, especially since this is not the official launch yet. So you want to see how the community behaves towards new people, what tools you have. And helping them out, is the communication layer and interface in-game is good enough, like all these small things.
That's actually a really good point. It's a good way of them to test out how teams cooperate with players that need guidance, and can you guide players with the limited resources you have right now?
And a lot of it comes down to the effectiveness of the tools themselves. So personally, over the past 3 days, I don't know, I've been playing a lot of just quick matches, and with my luck, I would usually get people that are playing their first game on a new hero on my team, and it takes a little bit of extra patience in dealing with difficult situations that arise. But I found that the tools that Blizzard currently has, the pings, some of the pre-canned messages, and even the team chat, it is kind of sufficient. I don't know, what do you guys think? Would you add anything else?
Anybody uses the danger one?
Yeah, the danger one's a little misguided. You can't really specify what it's for, so a lot of people use it to say that someone left my lane.
Like, I've said danger so many times, and people just go, oh, does that mean attack? And then they go and attack, because they don't seem to know the difference between a ping and a danger, which...
Danger really, I don't know, it doesn't mean attack to me, but I've seen lots of newer people use that, probably more effectively than the old players.
Yeah, I think a lot of people use it as an alert system rather than a, warning, this is a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
Well, retreats for that, right?
Like, almost an equivalent of missing.
I think it might actually be a case of the actual wheel not being in the right positioning. They should be maybe an alert ping or something like that at the top, because a lot of players click and drag up just to ping your teammates to look.
Yeah, or at least like a hotkey maybe specifically for that, like we have G for just for retreat or something like that. So definitely, guys, if you see new players in the game, specifically, be nice to them. Try to make their experience positive. Don't block communication with them right away, because clearly, when the game is out, you're going to need some people to play with and against. But I understand how it can be frustrating.
Speaking
so that's Go ahead.
They did add a new feature that let you block all team communication right from the
right at the start. I saw that and I was a little confused as to why.
Yeah, which is kind of messed up.
I haven't noticed this one.
I think as soon as you start the game, they give you a little message like you can block all communication by pressing a certain amount of keys, or certain key.
Yeah, that sounds messed up. I don't think it should be in the game. That kind of discourages the communication even before you experience.
Yeah. Like
any sort of issues.
I really don't like talking with my team directly in chat unless they're asking me specifically directed questions. Otherwise, I usually just leave it to pings and such. And I find that's good enough communication. I don't really take the strong leader role when people want to go somewhere or do something. I never really take charge of that. But I never really found a need to use it either. Besides just straight pinging.
Yeah, personally, I would find good use for a limited voice communication. And I know we're going to talk about that thing being horribly abused by people, but at least there should be an option to enable it, so people can talk to you if you so desire, and block people easily.
Well, if you look at Dota, right, the only people that use that are people who rage. I don't know if they still have it, or Heroes of New Earth, one of those games used it. And the only people that used it were people that raged, and everyone else just either muted them or didn't use it at all.
So you think this is more of a negative thing?
I've never seen it being used in a positive way.
That's a fair point.
I actually haven't seen it being used too much to coordinate. It's even when it's not negative, it's usually a case of people just chatting rather than talking about the game from what I've seen. Especially a really competitive game that had this was CSGO, and the only time you see it being used strategically is in ranked.
Yeah.
So maybe in rank they can put it in and leave it out of quick play, because a lot of people like to rage in quick play.
Yeah, but definitely not for Team League. People that play Team League, they should come prepared with their own voice utility, all that stuff. So yeah. So let's leave this topic at this. Kind of keep our eye on it, see what happens in the next few weeks. After these guys, the new people will get more experience, and everybody that will be watching us at any point, I know we have a few hundred people watching us.
Well, in the next few weeks, we're going to have the game launching, right? So we're going to get an even bigger influx of people then once the game goes into full hype mode and they start putting out trailers.
Kind of like a full-on thing, right?
Even today, there'll be more people.
Yeah. So it will be very interesting, at least. Very interesting to see what's going to happen to this, how the community will react. That's really all I got to say about that. So let's move on to the other big announcement. And this is about the BlizzCon. Right? And what's going to happen at BlizzCon for all the Heroes of the Storm fans out there.
Yep.
Anyone?
Yeah, so I was reading about this. So they're having their large tournament with which is their headlining tournament, I guess, that they're going to have for Heroes of the Storm from now on, which is going to be at BlizzCon. And did they say which teams were invited already, or is it going to be tournament based to bring them into it?
It's all tournament based, and it's separated into 5 or 6 regions. So you're going to have your let me see, I think it's 2 teams from North America. There will be 2 teams from China for sure. Europe will probably have 1 or 2, and then they have Korea, I think.
And
Korea's in it too.
Oh, and then also Taiwan, right? So 2 teams each?
One team from Taiwan, 1 team from Korea.
So it looks like it's going to be 8 teams in total.
Yeah.
Only 1 team from Korea, considering how big of an esports is there. Yeah. They're only giving them 1.
Yeah, this is kind of weird, actually. And how do they figure out where the team is from? Say, people are from different regions. That's doable. So, I don't know, it remains to be seen, but I've noticed a huge activity from all the current big esports names, European Navis and C9s and Fanatics and everybody playing Twitch 24/7, trying to showcase the skills. And
I've been seeing Heroes of the Storm getting up there on Twitch now too.
So it's being in the top 10 consistently?
Yeah. I think it's been pushing up, and now that it's gone into open beta, there might be more people jumping on to watch as well.
Yeah, it was a good point, and in a way this is coming in after all the big I think there is a Dota event end of the summer.
Yeah.
So this is coming at a good timing. Nothing really happens in autumn, and BlizzCon generates enough hype as it is.
Yeah,
It's
going to be huge with that.
Yeah, that's one of the tournaments that we're going to definitely pay close attention to and potentially do some extended coverage on. I think it kind of warrants that sort of approach to it. And yeah, at this point, I think it's early to say which teams will be there. The only question that they have, and I kind of want you guys' opinion on it, the Heroes of the Dorm teams that did exceptionally well, specifically the champions. Do you think they will make an attempt?
I don't think they can, because I believe some people from the teams are in pro teams. Like Suppy is on a pro team.
But you know, the rest of them, they could easily assemble from the top 4.
I think there's only a select few pro gamers in the Heroes of the Dorm. Like,
yeah,
not
so
all
they could potentially make teams out of it, and I think they would be pretty strong showing. Like, they have big fan bases already because of the tournament.
Right. So yeah, so we'll see who's going to be in it. I think definitely, like, my heart lies with Cloud9 and Navi. I want to see what these guys do, because they seem to be generating the most hype on Twitch at this point, and on Twitter. So that will be very, very, very interesting. So yeah, so moving on. What's the next thing we should talk about?
I have these skins open.
Oh yeah, let's look at the skins. Yeah, tell us about the skins. Let's see what they
I'm
are.
always happy to see new skins.
I will make them bigger so everyone can see them. Oh, it's transparent for some reason.
It's fine. Transparent is close enough. So what do we see there?
So
That's
right
the
now
first
we
one.
have Vala on screen.
Vala. And this is like a demon hunter-y type of thing again for her. Well, she is a demon hunter, so.
What's more interesting about this picture is the mount she's on, which looks really nice.
It does. Would you say this is a master skin, or just like a different variation of a paid one, or maybe like a regular skin?
The skin is the master skin for sure.
You think?
Yeah, I'm almost positive from.
It's
very. It is the master skin.
Very similar to the current thing that she does. So I don't see much changes in it, to be honest.
No, I think they're showcasing more of the mount.
Yeah, this is for.
So it's not really. It's just a mount thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the mount.
Well, it looks fantastic.
Which honestly, I think the mount is like a spectral horse. I don't think it has full limbs.
It's a poorly taken picture. Like, who takes a picture of the mount and puts it facing the camera?
Facing the camera, yeah.
It's not very well thought out.
Should definitely be sideways, but definitely something to look out for.
Yep. So we can go to the next one, and now we have.
The next one.
No.
You know what I'm gonna say about this one.
Yep.
Anybody who was watching the pre-show knows what I'm gonna say about this one.
I happen to have a pretty good feel. I like it. It's very.
You do?
It's a very good contrast to her very like sci-fi look normally, right?
But look, it has nothing. It's like a piece of leather armor with a crossbow.
Yeah, it's like a cheap skin. It's like the normal skin, then you get like a better skin from Master.
I'm fine with them having the cheaper skins though, like the $7 price tag skins. They need more of them just so players have a variety of skins to choose from. It's not all $10, $15 skins.
Yeah.
There are
this is
$7
level 1 skin. You know, she's a Dominion ghost, launching orbital strikes and triple tapping with a crossbow.
I really want her to have like a Motar launch instead of a precision like Nova explosion, but it's probably going to be one of the cheaper skins, so it's probably still going to have the sci-fi alt.
It just kind of looks ridiculous to me. I don't know. They need more. I don't know, spikes, horns, bird charms, something, some gold maybe on it.
You want it to be very like Horde-esque, I guess.
Yeah, actually, that's a
badass.
very good way of putting it. More badassiness in it.
Oh, you know what would be really cool, kind of off topic? But if they brought back the Necromancer and heroes from the previous Diablo?
I think that's what people were worried about when they saw the skin, actually.
Really?
They thought that this might be a replacement for the
Spirit Thrower?
Amazon. Yeah, for the Amazon in Diablo 2, and people were hoping that she wouldn't actually replace it. It was just a small homage until they can actually get her
back
with the game.
Amazon.
But she does look like an Amazon. It is an Amazon.
No, I mean like the actual hero though, like throwing spears and stuff. That would be awesome.
Oh, so you want like a separate hero?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want the ones from D2, all of them. The druid, the assassin.
We just want more heroes.
Well, given by the number of empty diamonds on the hero select screen, we're definitely going to see some enhancements in that department, so to say. So I wouldn't worry about that. But like honestly, this skin, they really have to sell me on it. Don't get me wrong, I'm still gonna get it because I mean it's Nova, right? Like the best hero, but I will get it under objections. That's what I've got to say about that.
Okay, so I moved on to the next one.
Move on. The next one is more exciting. The next skin, I can see the top of it already.
Yep. So
look at that.
I just find his weapon. They could have made it more different.
I think he has a different weapon. I'm pretty sure this is not the same weapon. Like it doesn't look the same.
I don't think you should have a weapon. This is a prison skin, and what's the point of putting you in prison if you have a gigantic gun?
It's future prison. He finds a way.
He wouldn't have a prison. We wouldn't have a gun in prison.
He wouldn't be in prison if he had a gun. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
So,
maybe he just broke out of prison and forgot
Also, Nexus.
That's actually very interesting. Okay, I'll retract my previous statement.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He broke out of prison with the gun. That's how he got out.
Yeah, he took like a gun off the watchtower or something because the size of that thing.
Yeah, because that thing is gigantic.
Wait, what would his ult be? Would it be the same thing, you think?
Odin? Yeah, I don't think they're gonna change a lot of these skins because it's gonna end up costing a lot to make all of the models and stuff for every skin.
They do sometimes,
all of the ability changes. They do, but I think they want to make a few skins that aren't high priced.
Yeah.
And I think this and the Amazon Nova skin are both good options for not having any visual updates to abilities.
Kind of more simplistic.
It'll look a little strange for the Amazon Nova. I think the Tychus could pull it off. The Thor wouldn't be that big a deal.
Well, the Thor, just think of it from a lore standpoint. He could steal one. If he can steal a gun, then he can start stealing Humvees, and then he can.
I'm pretty sure in the original game he did steal one.
Well, there you go. So perfect, perfect match. Prisoner Tychus stealing everything, but the clothes supposedly.
Doesn't need those.
Or maybe none of it fits him. He's kind of a bigger guy, right? So it's difficult wearing the prison guard clothing. Well, let's see more skins. Today is the night of skins.
I think there's one more.
This is the last one, which I don't really like myself, but some people, well, did you guys like it? Nathan liked it.
I liked it. I liked all of them.
Which
I just
one
like
is it,
new shiny things.
Oh, that one.
It's
it looks
like
badass.
That's a different mount, isn't it? That's not a normal
mount.
Yeah,
that's a new mount.
Yeah, this is a new mount, and so is the first one, so it looks like they're getting a lot of horse variations.
Yeah, I don't like that. I want, like, different shape of a mount.
The only problem I have with the skin, I don't understand who the hero is.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm pretty sure it's Raynor. I like how different it is. It may be hard to read, but we're looking at it from top view, right?
What if it's Nova?
Don't even.
The male Nova kind of.
I can understand Nova clad in leather with a crossbow, but Nova on a horse with a beard.
She's disguised.
Master of disguise, spy.
Yeah, well, closer to Vala actually, to be honest.
Well, in all seriousness, it is Raynor. I think we all agreed on that, right?
Yeah, well,
shape.
I'm like 90% convinced it's Raynor, but 10% I think it's Uther. I have this gut feeling.
Just because of the beard?
Yeah, mainly.
Yeah, it's really weird to see him with the full beard. He has the facial hair going on the slight stubble usually. The beard is a nice change. I think he keeps the same silhouette, so he should be fine. He should be noticeable, and you should be able to tell exactly who he is from far away.
Yeah, that's the main point. The skin is great, but if it causes confusion among your team and opponents at the same time, who this hero is related to, that's kind of a bad design decision. So yeah, that's the last skin we had. And speaking of design decisions, there is another thing. Like, this week is rich on all kinds of updates that give people money. The other thing Blizzard will be doing, and this is for all the creative types out there, they have partnered with a fairly known website, DeviantArt, for all things artistic, and they're gonna do a art competition. So it starts now, and you have 35 days to go, so a month. The point of the competition is coming up with an epic battle scene from characters from at least 2 different universes, to showcase that this is not just, you know, your regular game, but actually Heroes of the Storm. And yeah, so that's actually the rules. You can use additional art. You can use all kinds of stuff for it, as long as it's not video, not cosplay, not official art, not art from your competition, which all makes sense. And it comes with a prize. The prize is $13,000 for a picture.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it does have to be 2,000 pixels in its smallest dimension, at least. But still, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I know Nathan is a creative type. Like, would you participate in this?
Depends.
If I can make it, just
yeah. If you can make it in within the deadline, I would love to. I've seen some of the work that people do on this, though, and for the people who like Blizzard games are really passionate about this stuff. So I've got my work cut out for me if I do participate in it.
Honestly, to top it off, they are not only giving you the money, but also you're gonna get some original concept art signed by, you know, the main guys that did them. I keep forgetting the names of these artists, but like, shame on me. That's priceless, essentially. You know, especially if you're a fan of the game. And I don't know, like, Castle, what do you think? Would you? Are you a creative type?
Would you participate? Graphics.
Yeah, well, there you go. So maybe that's the 13,000 that you're looking for. We would definitely kind of love to see what you and Nathan come up with. I mean, hell, for me and Aaron can try drawing something.
Yeah, for 13,000.
For 13,000 bucks, I mean, why not? Maybe that's the thing. Maybe
that's a stick figure with like a sword in his hand,
and then you say that's what, like Uther, Nova, something, something like that.
Everyone, if you use your imagination.
Maybe that's the next thing. The stick figure man from.
This is when you get everyone to like just hint at certain characters that you want in the game, and just pose for that, and then have them take the hints that way.
Maybe they're just hunting for the new loading screen or something like that. Wouldn't that be cool? You know, if you actually win the competition and your art makes it in the game.
Yeah. I think they use their loading screens as tutorials, though. It would be really cool to see it.
You can overlay them on top of something. You know, that's just some infographics. Yeah, so Castle says that there are lots of amazing fan art people. So, well...
Honestly, whenever they have these contests, the amount of fan art that you get to just like pour through and just look at, it's amazing.
Yeah, but you know why it's good for us, right?
Oh, yeah, we have content.
Yeah, the moment that thing hits, we're gonna spend the whole episode looking at pictures.
Yep.
Dissecting them, telling Blizzard to make stuff. We love that.
Blizzard to hire people.
Yeah, hire people, make it, you know, make our dreams come true. They were really kind of cool about that in the past. I know the art contests for World of Warcraft, at least, they took the winners of particular weeks and stuff and used that art in Hearthstone.
Oh, actually? Oh.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a few people being credited for certain cards.
Yeah, so this was fan art project.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's kind of ongoing, so you can still submit images, and if they like it, it makes it into a game. So this makes Blizzard truly on par with what Valve does for Dota, I would say, where they have this whole like model thing that you can make. Yeah, workshop, and you can have your stuff in the game.
Except Blizzard doesn't pay you. That's the...
Well, yeah, that's true. You can't make money that way. But in a way, this is... I don't know, art is not always about money.
Some people like to see their art like on display and in
Well, you know those guys that make stuff for Steam. I don't know, Team Fortress, I think, is the game. They make like 6 figures. So they make quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
Off of it.
Well, yeah, if they're really good.
Yeah.
But on the same note, I would love to see my art in the game. It's kind of rewarding that way that
That's
you
true,
have.
Yeah. Well, you put on your resume. That's amazing, right? Like.
Yeah, and then next thing you do, you apply to Blizzard.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yep.
So that's that. Yeah, I think we spent enough time talking about arts and stuff.
Yep.
There is another topic that we didn't announce at the beginning, but kind of we promised last week that we're gonna touch on this. And this is the impressions that we had from Carol Fass.
Oh.
Remember, so I think we should touch on that for at least a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
We have 4 minutes.
Yeah, so did you guys get enough time to play Carol Fass? Did you play against him? Any experiences that way?
I haven't actually played him. I didn't buy him yet. I'm saving my money for Joanna when she comes out, but from what I've seen of him, he seems really strong, really positional based, and one of those heroes that like you feel really good when you can pull him off. And he isn't someone to easily play, but when you can get his moves done properly and get those combos out, he seems to like really put out firepower. No pun intended.
Yeah. Well, personally, I had a different experience with him. Somehow, it's either the games I'm playing or just my luck. I've seen him in the hands of people that are maybe less experienced, to say the least. So they don't really reap the benefits of this hero. They just kind of farm lanes, do these things that you should be ganking at the point, but
I've seen the same thing.
They don't.
Like they don't seem to play aggressive with. They don't know how to.
He's a high risk, high reward hero from what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
The more you play with him, the more kills you get, the higher you get your gathering power, the stronger he becomes.
But that kind of requires for you to actually take the risks.
Yes.
Right? You can't be just sitting back and... I don't know. That could be me. Maybe it's also the combination of the stuff that we spoke of earlier. The newer people joining open beta. And that's the hero they see on the loading screen.
Oh,
yeah. He's the featured hero, and he's the one that, like, I think there's a buy button as soon as you launch the game.
Precisely. So maybe they just inclined to buy him right away.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to figure out the game playing this hero, and that's honestly not the easiest one to start.
He's honestly one of the hardest no escape, large combo synergies that need to be put down.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But yeah, as Castle points out, he does have nice combos, but it kind of requires you knowing how to pull them off, and not just knowing the combo itself, knowing the team positioning and the different map mechanics, even where you can catch people with the gigantic ball of
Presence
ownage.
mind. Do they actually have that in the?
Yeah, he does have a level 20 talent called Presence of Mind.
Yeah, so definitely requires some sort of kind of additional stuff. How are we doing on time? We're almost out?
Yep.
Yeah, 1 minute. So I guess we're gonna wrap up at this point. We spoke of all the cool things, and we're definitely looking forward toward next week's episode. So thanks guys for watching us. Thanks Castle. You get our special thanks. Castle is one of those like heroic viewers. He's been with us since the early days, and he definitely is in our hearts. Do follow us on Twitter. Do follow us on Twitch. Come check out what we have to say. We do stream these episodes live every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Though we are thinking of maybe changing the time in the future episodes. We are also looking at our 10th episode next week, and there may be some surprises. I'm not gonna say what they are because honestly we don't know yet. But there may be some interesting guests, interesting people joining in, and it's gonna be fun. The 10th episode, we're gonna mark it in some interesting fashion. So thanks again, thanks to my co-hosts. Let's start with Nathan this time. So, Mr. Artist of the amazing pictures, and the guy who has the most experience and the highest MMR from the whole Howling Fury team. Nathan HP Sequeira, you can follow him at HPOC on Twitter. I know he posts some things sometimes, well, maybe he will start if you follow him. Game developer by day, Witch Doctor by night, and I haven't seen him on the Witch Doctor in a month, to be honest, so I'm not sure what you are by night. Rhaegar at this point?
Me, yeah.
Yeah, Rhaegar by night, Aaron the Vox Equator. You can follow him at Netherglaive on Twitter. And myself, I'm Max Skeggy Drozd. You can follow me at I am Skeggy. Come say hi. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Nuclear launch detected.